What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Simone with the Sports. I'm Simone, bringing you guys the daily sports talk. So if you are new here and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you like this video, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, turn your notification bell so you do not miss a single video. Also, there is a link down below in my description box to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel and help fuel the Eagles off season. So make sure you click that link down below. Also, there's a link to subscribe to our podcast, Tough Calls, where me and Dylan have some of your favorite sports analysts and athletes chop it up with us on the pod. Now, you've seen the title of this video, you've seen the thumbnail. Guys, we got some cuts to make. Now, we talked earlier about free agents that we aren't going to re-sign, but there are some guys under contract that we have to cut. Because as we all know, we broke in Philly. So here's some guys that we're going to have to cut. And as you can see from the thumbnail that started this video out, we starting with Big Leak, Malik Jackson. So cutting Malik Jackson will save $10 million in 2021 if he's cut after June 1st. And Malik Jackson got his contract restructured last season to pretty much make it more feasible for the Eagles to cut him. So it's looking like he's probably going to get cut. He's a guy who's usually injured, and if he's not injured, he's pretty much all the time inconsistent. So last season, he had a foot injury in 2019. Then he came back in 2020. He had 1.5 sacks and 11 QB hits in the first 6 games. But in the final 8 games, he had 0 sacks and just 1 QB hit. So it's looking like we have to hit that cut on Malik Jackson because, guys, we got Javon Hargrave, we got Fletcher Cox, we got some young guys coming up in the pipe, coming up later in the draft that we can get for the cheap ski. So, Malik, thank you. Next up on the list is ALSHON or Old Sean, however you refer to him, Jeffrey. It's time to cut ALSHON off. Okay, cutting ALSHON Jeffrey would clear about $7 million in cap space, and we'll have a $10.5 million dead money hit. Now, the cap space saved is worth the dead cap hit in this situation. And as we know, ALSHON is just never available. And when he is, it's time to let ALSHON go. You got to move on with things in life. And we got a slew of young receivers that obviously ALSHON is going to be taking time away from. So, ooh, y'all, this one hurts, okay? Zach Ertz hurts. But it's time to cut him. You got to know when to move on from these guys. Now, Zach Ertz deserves the world from Philly, but not monetarily, not at this point in his career. Shout out to Zach Ertz for giving us some amazing game-winning plays, including in Super Bowl 52. Zach Ertz is due $8.2 million, and he'll carry a cap hit of $12.4 million in 2021. He wants more money than he can get at his age, especially from a team like the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, a team that is already set and is just looking for those one or two last pieces to complete their team. Yeah, Zach Ertz could be on that team, but a team like the Eagles that is trying to get younger, especially when we got Dallas Goedert obviously balling out behind him. And last season, Zach Ertz's numbers fell. He had 36 catches for 335 yards and 1 touchdown, and he missed the Pro Bowl for the first time in 3 years straight. Obviously, he knew Philly wasn't trying to pay up, and he said, y'all going to pay while I'm on this field. Y'all going to be pissed at me. But he pretty much gave his farewell to Philly in his press conference, and he was getting emotional. And it's sad to see him go, but at the end of the day, these players... Y'all, I might shed a tear. I might shed a tear right here. I might shed a tear, y'all. I am getting emotional. And Desean Jackson is one of my favorite players to ever suit up in an Eagles jersey. When I say Desean Jackson made my childhood, like watching Desean Jackson, Michael Vick highlights, like got me through freaking so many bad times. They were just, that LaShawn McCoy, Desean Jackson, Michael Vick era was just so freaking unbelievably fun to watch. Miracle in the Meadowlands, 5 catches, overall speedy stud. Y'all, If you made it this far in the video, hashtag it will be alright, moan. Because y'all, like, cutting Desean Jackson, like, my head is telling me we need to cut him. We'll save $5 million. He's never healthy. He isn't available. He's still a speedy threat, but he's never here, never available. I can see a team signing him to like a minimum contract, a team, like I said, that's on their way to the Super Bowl. But y'all, this hurts. No JALEN. But this hurts, y'all. When I tell y'all I love watching Desean Jackson growing up. I mean, all them Thanksgiving days, Thanksgiving football matches with the Cowboys. And ooh, growing up is tough, y'all. It's tough. My head says cut, but my heart is just like, I would love to see him retire Eagle, especially after he had to spend time with the Washington football team. But woo, Jesus, this is tough, Desean. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is a surprise. I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't even know Marquis Goodwin could be cut because we never seen him in an Eagles jersey. So Marquis Goodwin ended up with the Eagles after the 49ers traded him to us for a draft pick in the 2020 NFL draft. Marquis Goodwin, a speedster receiver, pretty inconsistent guy, battles injuries a lot. He did opt out of the 2020 this past season, but his cap space transfers over to next season because of the COVID policies. So cutting him would save about $5 million for the Eagles. So that's pretty much an easy give and cut. So guys, that's the end of my cuts. Round one. There are some guys that are kind of on the bubble of whether we should cut them or not, just because their contracts are so cheap, and cutting them will only save couple $100,000 or save $1 million here and there. And it's like, will we be able to replace them with somebody for this cheap? So some of the lower budget guys, it's harder to decide whether to cut them or not. But let me know what you guys think about these cuts. Is there somebody you think we should have kept that I cut? Or is there somebody that I didn't cut that you think we should cut? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, make sure you guys hit the link in my description box to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel and help fuel this Eagles off season. And make sure you subscribe to the Tough Calls podcast in the description below. Let me know what you want to see in my next video. And until next time, bye.